What is going on, guys? This is going to be sort of like an appetizer to an extended video that I may do on this particular topic of Nicki Minaj. So make sure you like this video and share it. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and click the notification bell, enable all notifications, because I'm going to be producing a lot of content over the next couple of days while I build up this channel. All right. And if you like the content, let me know in the comment section, or you can send me emails that you'd want me to do particular topics on. All right. Let's talk about Nicki, man. Nicki did a podcast, right? And she had Joe Budden on the show, and it went left. So much so that she's yelling and screaming over him, being disrespectful towards him. He's being calm. He's speaking in a very calm manner. And it just shows you the dynamic of a lot of women like Nicki Minaj and why she's in the predicament that she's in, which is why she's being pushed out of the door, which is why there are other females being elevated over her. So let's look at this article from I keep getting them mixed up. hiphopdx.com. Nicki Minaj went the F off on Joe Budden during Queen Radio. Nicki Minaj returned with another episode of Queen Radio on Monday. This time, the platinum-selling rapper sat down with Joe Budden, and things didn't go exactly as planned. During their conversation, the two were going back and forth about the perceived lies Budden has allegedly told about Minaj over the years. Suddenly, the self-proclaimed queen of rap unleashed a verbal warfare on Budden, after Budden insinuated Nicki was a druggie. She ultimately cut off his mic. "Don't say you ain't never popped a pill," he said in part. Nicki screamed, "I never said that, you dumb F word." Cut his mic since you want to be dumb. He tripped her up a few times in this interview, and you can tell that she started it off in a very disrespectful manner. If y'all wanted to hear more of this particular interview, you can go and look it up. Just Nicki Minaj, Joe Budden. If I can find a clip, because I listened to it, so I have to go back, and if I do, I'll put a link in the description to the video clip of the show. And I believe she also went on his show. I don't know when that's going to air. But Nicki is lashing out at everybody because she's become more and more irrelevant. This is why she's dating this guy, Kenneth, because, he's a shoulder to cry on. He is the cleanup man. He may be the Pookie and Ray Ray, but he's also the cleanup guy. He's the guy to make her feel like she's still special in these hip hop streets. And obviously she is not, which is why she is lashing out at Joe Budden. Joe Budden did not state, he did not state truths when he spoke about Nicki. He stated his opinion, and she didn't like his opinion. See, Nicki doesn't like people who criticize her. And this is very evident by the way she portrayed herself in this interview. Prior to the on-air explosion, Nicki confronted Budden about his comments regarding her Motorsport collaboration with Cardi B and Migos. "If you want to talk about specifics, I can sit up here and give you 5 specific moments," she told Budden. "I'm saying that when I say what it is, that's what it is. Another example is when I explained how Motorsport came about and you were one of the people. It might have been you and your sidekick Academics." So she also dissed DJ Academics as well, who wasn't there. You see, once again, people, y'all have to understand the mindset of Nicki Minaj. She, for so long, was number one. She, for so long, was at the top. She, for so long, was the go-to girl. And I don't want to hear none of this, after the fact BS that, Maul and what's the other guy? Rory were saying when they were trying to kiss up to her and trying to pander to her, which looked really weak on their part. And I know Budden felt some type of way, but he makes money with those guys, so he's not going to really say nothing. It's about business. I don't think Budden is really like friends with these guys, and these guys know that. And I think it's about business for Budden. So if those guys want to sit there and listen to him be disrespected, and they sit there and try to calm things and play to her ego, maybe it was a plan, I don't know. But she doesn't like to be criticized. We all know that there was a lot of controversy about the Motorsport record. You know that she was told to basically change her verse. And I think that how that situation went, she has felt some type of way about it ever since. Okay? Budden replied, "He's not my sidekick." Nicki quickly interrupted him and said, "This is a time when I wasn't addressing things. You went on your platform and said she didn't know this other female was on the record. You said it. You said it. Again, that is implying I am lying when I sat and said exactly how the song came about. I was asked, and I still have the text messages, can this person be put on this song? And my response was, yeah, let's do it. That was my response. You still went and said y'all went and told the world Nicki is lying." Only 4 minutes after Nicki cut Budden's mic off, the Slaughterhouse rapper turned podcast host hit Twitter, writing simply spicy. There's some of the tweets from Joe Budden. I know Joe Budden loves this. Joe Budden loves this because this is what sells. This is what people like. And he understands this as a podcaster, maybe a little bit more than Nicki does. You know, this is going to help him in the long run because people are going to flock to Spotify or even his YouTube page to watch the after effects of this. I don't think that he's that bothered by this. You know, Joe Budden's been podcasting long enough to know that it benefits him to go along with Nicki being in her feels. And Nicki is desperately in her feels because she is not where she was before. And because she is not where she was before, she's lashing out at everybody. And that is why you look at, I'm just gonna have to get the clip and I'm gonna have to put it in the box. Y'all gotta listen to it to really get the effects of how she responded and reacted like a spoiled brat. You know how Rory and Mal, even though they were thinking more logically, they still was giving up to her. They were basically her new water boys. I joked about her. I joked about Funkmaster Flex, like being her water boy when he was on her show, and how he was like, he was like the coffee guy. Can I get you some more coffee? Do you need another water? Is there anything you need for me to give you? Do you need me to go and get your coat? You know, Rory and Mal were similar to that. They were like yes men. They sounded intimidated by this woman. Now I know Nicki considers herself to be an alpha female. She even said during the interview that men are intimidated by strong women. She played the woman card when it came to Joe Budden. She literally went up there and played the woman card with Joe. Because she started to lose the argument, Joe was a lot more calmer and it made her mad. No man is intimidated by a strong woman, because to me, a strong woman is a woman who can keep her family together. A strong woman who can keep her legs closed and not sleep with different rappers in the industry and not date so publicly or have to go back and date an ex-con. To me, those are strong women. Strong women who know how to handle their emotions. You're not strong because you yelling over somebody. You're not intimidating anybody. Nicki Minaj, you really aren't about that life. You aren't who you portray yourself to be. And what's really even more funny is she'd even put up a post and was disrespecting the sisters. She disrespected the melanated sisters, but she's all about womanhood. Can y'all believe this? You have these type of people who use the woman card in order to, basically fight their battles. Nicki has no female friends. None. She's always been surrounded by dudes. She's always been the only female in the room. I don't care how mad the Barbs get at that particular notation, but those are facts. Only now is she embracing other female rappers like the Meg Thee Stallions. Even though, by the way, this is good for Meg's career, but I would tell Megan, keep her at a distance if you want to get bigger and bigger in this game, because she will use you to get farther to where she wants to go. Nicki is in a vulnerable place right now. This is why she's lashing out at anybody who disagrees with her. This is why she's dating this guy that she's with now, because she ain't got nobody else. I believe she fired her management, didn't she not? She's blaming everybody else. She's talking about gatekeepers, but she is where she is because of her behaviors, because of how she reacts to people, because of how she treats people. You can tell she weighs on people. Like, she has the type of personality that you can't wait for her to not be in the room. Not that you're intimidated by her, not that you're afraid of what she's gonna do, but because they genuinely aren't good people, man. They just genuinely aren't good people. And that's why she's where she is, because she's genuinely not a good person. Now, I know the Barbs are not going to like that. The Barbs are going to feel some type of way. But we have to go on facts, people, not emotions. We have to look at the track record. We have to understand that it ain't everybody else's fault. You blaming everybody else for why you are where you're at. All you have to do, Nicki, is look in the mirror and you're going to see exactly why you are where you're at, where your career is where it is. Disrespecting and embarrassing Joe Budden is not going to help solve things. Until you understand that, then maybe you will understand why Cardi B is up here and you are here. Okay? Cardi B may be a lot of things, but Cardi B knows how to conduct herself when she's dealing with industry people. The only time you really see her lashing out is at people who ain't in the industry. Have y'all noticed that? Rarely does she ever lash out at people within the industry. That tells you something. Make sure you go to teesprings.com/unofficialjdb merch to go and purchase my exclusive tees and hoodies. Make sure you go to teesprings.com, go and buy you a couple things and represent your red pill mindset.